My name is Teemu Karvonen. I'm a field supervisor currently for Northwest Electric and Solar. Been in the company for 6 years now, more or less. My day-to-day, basically, I'm a supervisor for all the lead installers on the field. And I do some level of business development as well as deal with project managers and develop a lot of standard processes in the company. What first drew me into solar is environment, essentially. So I get a good conscience of working for something that is making environment better and moving our energy production more from fossil fuels to more renewable way of getting our energy. And it has a lot to do with technology as well as much as innovation. So we get a lot of new products all the time. It never gets boring. There's always new stuff coming up, and it just keeps it very exciting. So it's a good mixture of having good purpose for work, but also being kind of on the cutting edge of technology as well. Yeah, so I recently got the NABCEP PVIP, which is the Photovoltaics Installation Professional certification. I think it is regarded as the gold standard for renewable certifications. It's notorious for being pretty hard exam. So I prepped for it for quite a long time. And it's already helped me in understanding a lot more the theory basis for solar when it comes to like grounding and bonding and just the theoretical side of things. And it also helped me a lot with just nailing down like the specific codes related on the field side of things. The PVIP exam is very practical exam. All of the questions have a lot to do with like the actual field installation instead of like just the theoretical stuff. So if you are interested in solar, I work with a lot of apprentices, and typically my first recommendation for people is to always do at least some level of studying as you work. I think it's easy to get caught up in just working on the field. If you're, for example, a trainee, a lot of people get caught up in just like getting your hours and then journeying up, but not necessarily developing in like the theoretical sense. So what I did from the start of my solar career, I always studied, whether it was heat spring or SCI courses. I typically did 1 to 2 courses a year, pretty slow pace, but they build up when you are in the field for like 5 or 6 years. And you just get a lot more credentials in your resume as well as you do that. And it helps you to understand what basically more in depth of what you're actually doing. You're not just like working on the roof and building these systems. You understand what the different components mean when you're grounding metal components. Like, why do you do that? So like having always some level of studying. And secondly, I would say if you're starting on the field, to get familiar with all of your tools that you're working with and your safety gear, and specifically for solar installers, to make sure that you're comfortable with heights and ladders. And those would be my first recommendations for anybody who's starting.